It's annoying because they're not traditionally Halloween movies.
Well, and Disney's at fault for this in a backwards way because they try to make something Halloween movies that shouldn't be Halloween movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like if you look at the Halloween collection on Disney Plus, Descendants is on there.
Yeah,
That's
no,
not Halloween.
100%. Hold up.
Zombies is on there, and that's not Halloween. I understand that zombies is literally has zombies and werewolves and aliens. It's not Halloween. Like that's like my biggest frustration. It's like these aren't Halloween movies.
Exactly. And that's what I was like basically saying was just
Yeah,
like
and Disney's at fault for it in the backwards way.
it's
Like it's not even horror, it's family friendly stuff that has Halloween elements. Like Descendants has magic,
but it's
voodoo,
not traditionally
Halloween.
Halloween.
Exactly.
That freaked me out.
Hey, okay.
All right.
Hi, friends.
Welcome.
Welcome to.
Megan's Gone Part 2.
Huh? We didn't talk about this.
Well, because
She's
she's
been
on.
gone for like 3 episodes already.
Oh,
So
Part 3.
we're not going to count down her maternity leave. No, I was going to say welcome to spooky season.
I mean, that too.
Okay. Um, no, it's a spooky season because it's officially October when this releases. So,
Fair enough. I think we still got like a week and a half from when we're actually recording today. I don't know. Halloween decorations are out, so that's enough for me
spooky season begins July 5th
after the 4th of July.
because after the 4th of July, Halloween is the next major holiday.
There's also that back to school phase.
Okay, that's a store thing though. Holiday wise, the next big holiday after July 4th is Halloween.
Well, Walmart waited until like kids were back in school, and then like once they were back in school, they pushed all that shit back out and then put Halloween stuff in.
Well, yeah, but that's Walmart. That's just them trying to make money and stuff on this back to school season. But that doesn't. It's not a holiday.
No, but that I'm just saying that's how retail works.
That may be how retail works, but that's not how life works.
And that is true.
Anyways, today's episode, if you haven't noticed by the title,
Halloweentown.
we are going to be starting our series of Halloweentown.
Whoop whoop.
So today we're talking about the first Halloweentown movie from Disney Channel, and our next 3 episodes we're going to be going through all 4 Halloweentown movies, including Return to Halloweentown, the redheaded stepchild of the Halloweentown movies.
Side note, I know you should realistically be more tired than me. I don't know why I feel tired right now.
I feed off of energy. But
Apparently, I need another energy drink.
anyways, so Halloweentown,
Yes.
super nostalgic movie.
Yes.
Where does it hit for you?
Honestly, I always loved like the layout of the land and like how Halloween has like its own realm compared to Earth, and that separate entities. And like how things in Halloween are normalized in their town compared to on Earth. It's kind of like Sky High in a way, where like superpowers, wow, superpowers in the sky are normalized.
Yeah. Well, so I'm gonna say it. Out of all 4 Halloweentown movies, the first one I ever saw was not the first one. It was the 4th one. That was my very first introduction into the Halloweentown movies. So I grew up with the knockoff Marnie before seeing real Marnie. But
Ugh,
I,
the first one is the first one I saw.
yeah, I didn't get that luxury. But I, what I love about this movie is that it's a true Halloween movie. It bugs me a lot when it comes to Halloween where they deem horror movies as Halloween movies, where that's not necessarily the case, you know?
Yeah.
Because a horror movie doesn't have to be Halloween,
No, definitely not.
and a Halloween movie does not have to be horror. Evidence A is Halloweentown, but like Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween and a Christmas movie. I get it.
Like, I like Halloweentime, but I'm not a fan of horror movies.
Not even close. And I'm like, I love the Halloweentown movies because they are a true just Halloween movie.
Yeah.
It's not like a horror movie or something
I was like, I honestly hate subscription services from September till Thanksgiving.
because they push a lot of horror.
Yeah, it's all horror. And it's like, you want to watch horror? And I'm like, no, because now I have to watch three Disney movies just to sleep.
See, for me, it's me watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse when I watch horror movies because it filters out the bad stuff.
That's fair. I mean, realistic, like, I'm not a person who hates horror movies, but, you know, like, I need a certain setting to watch them and to know I'm safe. There's also, like, there's certain types of horror movies I can watch that like I will feel completely fine watching by myself, but there are others I need to watch with certain people. And so like the fact that they only show that from September to Thanksgiving is very annoying. And so like when you do get a movie like Halloweentown, it's nice.
It is really nice because it's this is one of those movies that I feel like Disney, if they were to have made it a non Disney Channel movie, so like an actual Disney theatrical release movie, it would have done absolutely amazing
Mhm.
in theaters, in my opinion. Because it is just a decom. It's like Descendants. It's like the High School Musical movies. They're all lumped into the same category. But Halloween Town to me is like another level above them. It's not this cheesy Disney Channel teen movie. They created a whole brand new world and everything.
It
Like it was such an it to me it's a like we talked a lot about innovation in our recent episodes. That is Halloween Town is a very innovative movie between effects and story and world building.
see like when I first watched Halloweentown, it was also at the time that like um sorry. Sanderson sisters.
Hocus Pocus.
Thank you. That that I would watch those movies and like so realistically, I kind of like had them in similar aspects, but I knew the storylines were completely different. They're
Yeah.
obviously not the same movie. But you know, in terms of like the making of the potions and having to find these things and like going around, like they're they were kind of on the same level.
Yeah. Well, and like when we were watching, because we watched it all together, it was really funny because we kept on having to pause the movie because we were watching it at the hospital while Megan was waiting to like fully go like into labor and stuff. And
We were leaving that out.
I'm bringing it up for a reason.
Okay.
Yes, baby is born. That's all I'm going to say for now. um, but it was funny because I never realized how all of like the action side of the movie takes place in the last half hour. And I know I told that to you guys, but like I didn't realize that was the case because like it was like a very comfortably placed movie to where even though the action stuff was in the last half hour, it wasn't rushed.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a super nice flow of events that it was like, oh, okay, wow, I didn't realize it was like that. I thought we were just halfway through the movie,
Yeah,
you know?
because a lot of it is just setting the whole story till the very end.
But the thing is, it's like they were like setting up the story while also telling the story while building the world all at once. Like, oh yeah, grandma is here and there's something weird going on about Halloween Town, and they're like nodding off about Marnie, like, what's going on here? And the grandma's like, there's something going on in Halloween Town and stuff. And then it starts to like ramp up that story while also be like, look at Halloween Town. We got ice cream shops, we got a broom shop, we got
Not
the funny
only
cab driver.
also some of those characters in Halloweentown are disturbing.
Yep.
Yep.
Which one's the most disturbing to you?
I was always most disturbed by the skeleton taxi driver.
Benny. No, I love Benny. I love Benny. Yeah. I don't think I was ever disturbed by any of them, other than like being really scared of the of Calabar when he's in his like shadowy monstery form.
Mhm.
I think that's what I found the most scary in the movie.
I think my fear of death may stem like the skeleton part because like it
The weird skeleton pirate guy, or
no,
or Miss
the
Benny.
just Benny.
Yeah,
Because like they were done pretty well on the cosmetic spectrum to like
yeah,
they don't look like phony props.
yeah, 100%. Well, and like that's the thing. It's really cool seeing how much they built of this world before CGI was really a thing. Like, yeah, there was some CGI. I mean, like there was the lollipop thing, which was seamless.
Mhm.
That and and so, but like those, you could never go wrong with those practical effects. Like we talked about in our Narnia episode,
Mhm.
like the CGI versus the real like effects. I just think even between like Halloweentown and Narnia, like again, that was just like peak
Mhm.
for effects because they did such a good job at world building for it.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character?
Mm, I don't know. I never really had like a favorite character in Halloween Town.
Hmm.
I like to pay attention more to like the actual story of it that I never really got attracted to one character because like also the siblings each like have like their own thing going on.
Like, it's crazy to me how different they are. Dylan's an ass.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can say he may be. I don't care if he's a little kid in this movie. He's an ass. Like
Mom said no.
he's the snitch sibling that we all wanted to beat up.
Yes.
He was the one who kissed the parents' ass, kissed the teacher's ass. He's the one that he was bully bait.
Okay. Sorry. I feel like there's I also attempted to do my makeup before I came here. Bad decision. So I have like glue that's like trying to come off my eyelash.
So fun story. Back to freshman year when like all of our friendships were still like ramping up and stuff. I was hanging out in Oliver with Megan.
Mm.
Oliver is one of the dorm halls on campus that Megan lived in. And I was showing her Halloween because she's never seen the Halloweentown movie. So I was trying to show her the first one. We couldn't make it 20 minutes before she's like, you need to shut it off. Marnie is an absolute brat. I can't stand her. And to this day, Megan's not a fan of Marnie at all. But I don't know, like I think I agree with you that I didn't really gravitate towards one character or the other. Although I can say just on the first movie, I hate the mom. That the mom really irritated me her approach to Marnie
Yeah.
because I understand what she's trying to do. She didn't like she grew up as a witch. She fell in love with the human world. She wanted her kids to grow up in the world that she fell in love with and stuff. But Marnie was right that she has had no right to attempt to take away a whole side of her heritage without her knowledge,
Yeah.
basically. Because the whole thing is that, a 13th Halloween is supposed to be the completion of her training. Otherwise, she loses her powers forever. Which I'm surprised that's not expanded more upon, at least a little bit in this movie, considering this is her 13th Halloween. She has no training.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a small detail to just shove under the rug that could have added like a little more like stress intensity to it.
Mm-hmm. So she essentially had her weekend to become a witch,
Mm-hmm.
which is a lot of pressure, but
Yeah.
given the fact that there's four of them,
Yeah.
we could well say that she probably passed.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, like me and Megan have talked a lot about the mom's reaction. What are your thoughts on the mom's reaction? I feel like I keep prompting you with questions.
No, honestly, the mom is like only at the beginning of the movie, you know, so she's like not much of like a pivotal point for me.
Well, she's not at just the beginning of the movie though. She's at the beginning of the movie. She leaves for a little bit. She finds out they have gone, and now she's back in the movie and then gets cut out again for the last half hour.
See, I really only paid attention to her at the beginning of the movie, and I'm just like, I don't like her. Okay, let's go on.
Which is funny too, because she's to me, she is like one of the like iconic Disney moms. Because I feel like I see her in so much, that I have seen her in so much. You know,
I mean, okay, it's funny because the Halloweentown 4, the one who plays the new Marnie, that's clearly not the old one.
same butt chin.
Yeah. That's the only way how I identify her. Does she have the butt chin? But anyways, that Marnie in Halloweentown 4, I'm just like, oh my god, she was in Sleepover and she was in this movie, and so I'm just like, I know that girl.
Well, yeah, cause like, I never because Kimberly J. Brown plays Marnie in the first three movies, and
Mhm.
that's the only thing I know her from.
I
But
swear I know her from other
I think she was in
movies.
Teen Wolf.
Kimberly J. Brown, right?
Yes.
Okay. Kimberly. Wow. Movies. Haha. Okay, there it is. The three Halloween towns. Why do they have her on Return of Halloween? That is
Because
clearly not her.
it frequently happens on series where they just lump all the casts together.
I think I've actually seen her in this one. Huh.
Mm.
Okay. Oh, yes, that's right. Bringing down the house. That's where I remember her from. This movie's very funny. I don't think
Oh.
it's very funny though. It's definitely not owned by Disney, but I like the movie.
Yeah, but no, like, and what
Now I'm just curious.
I feel bad because I know I made you sad when we were watching Halloweentown when I told you about what happened to Aggie, my grandma.
Oh yeah, that she passed away.
Yeah, like it wasn't until um God, what was her name? I can't remember all of a sudden.
Princess Leia?
Yeah, her actress.
Yeah, I don't.
Carrie Fisher.
There we go.
When Carrie Fisher died, like it didn't strike a chord with me because I was at the time not that much into Star Wars. I didn't have an emotional connection to like a lot of people had with the Star Wars franchise with Leia. But what hit me was in that same weekend was when Debbie Reynolds died, which is her mom, aka Aggie Cromwell, and that made me so sad because I love her in these movies. If anything, she's my favorite character.
Also, maybe this is just me because like I watched episode 4, actually at a really young age. Um, Princess Leia disturbed me as a child. And
Mm.
maybe it's because this is because I was like unclear about my sexuality, obviously as a child. But I I'm the person who always feels weirdly like uncomfortable when actors are like, because Princess Leia in the movie, like you can see a lot of like her cleavage and things like that.
Especially during the scene with Jabba the Hutt.
Yes, that disturbed me a lot.
Understandable.
So every time I think of like episode 4 and people mention Princess Leia, that's what I think, and I get disturbed. Um,
Although I don't think that happened in episode 4.
I thought it was episode 4.
Episode 4 was the first one. So I don't know.
I thought it.
I don't know.
Star Wars fans, please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, we don't know when.
Just don't be upset. Like, don't go all hate out. But I mean, if you do, who cares?
But no, like, I don't know. This movie is such a great movie. I'm trying to think of things I don't like about it, and the only thing I can really think about is just how again that comment of her 13th Halloween, which she loses her magic forever. That
Honestly,
that
I never
part ge- that
actually,
part getting slid under the rug is the only issue I kind of have with it, other than hating the mom.
honestly, you mentioning that, I never paid attention to that in the movie. I
Mhm.
just paid attention to like other things because I was like always paying attention to like the background characters in this movie because like they are in a Halloween town
It's so
where
interesting seeing like all the variety.
yeah, so like I'm paying attention more to the exterior, which that they did a good job with that, you know, of building the whole scene. Um
I also something that they kind of also didn't do that great is beefing up the villain.
mhm
Like, I won't lie, Calabar being the villain was a pretty good reveal. That reveal was great. But you saw the glimpse of the Shadow Man in the Witch's Glass,
mhm
and then you saw him in the theater, and then the scene with Calib where it's revealed that he is Calabar, and that's it.
mhm
So the only so if anything, I as much as I like how they subtly grew the story as a villain, he was subpar. He was a lame villain. Like
yeah.
besides like the terrifying scene of the movie theater where he's like turning the mom and the grandma to sleep, like that's terrified me as a child.
I think the whole thing is essentially like they just wanted like you to focus on Marnie and the kids, you know,
Mm-hmm.
discovering a new world and you know, they can
Very much exposition.
yeah.
It was a very exposition focused movie, which I appreciate because they really drew like they definitely did a good job at like accomplishing that.
I felt like I like when I watched this movie and like even as my memories of watching it when I was little, like I feel like I was actually able to like walk in the town, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's how much detail they put into the background of this thing. Was just like you felt like you could easily be a part of the set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But like, I mean, there was just weird details. I don't want to say there were plot holes, but I would like to know more.
Mhm.
Like when Grandma Aggie was first showing the kids around, it goes, "Oh, the movies like, they hold the best move. Like they have like we have the best movies or whatever."
Mhm.
And it's close, and it's like you would have thought you would have known that in this town, you know, especially when you go in there and you see it, it's like it has like all those characters that are like asleep basically,
Yeah.
and the whole thing with the screen and the shadow man. It's like you thought it was open, and from the looks of it, it looks like this was closed for a while,
Yeah.
you know. Or then like you have like again like the comment about her 13th Halloween and stuff. But like again, it's like there's like little nuggets where it's like they were like really focused on like expanding the world. Like, oh yeah, there's a movie theater, the ice cream shop, the broom shop, like showing that like it's a town, you
Yeah.
know? But it's like
But everything in the town is more geared towards people who are like Halloween characters, you know. And they focused on like what stores would a Halloween character need in a Halloween town? Kind of like how we have a Walgreens on a corner or
do you think that the movie theater, like their form of horror movies, were about humans?
that'd be funny.
Considering our horror movies are about like
Them.
them basically.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Kind of like in Hotel Transylvania, how the humans are like these like terrifying things, and the humans are just like, fire go.
Exactly.
Yeah. That'd
I
be
think that'd be
funny.
really funny actually.
That would be pretty funny. Battle of the Horrors? That sounded weird. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, Battle of the Horror movies, you know, like,
Okay,
not, not, oh gosh, I'm so,
okay, okay, but like I think is okay. Let's expand on this a little bit because I'm intrigued in this topic now. Let's think about our horror movies. You know,
yeah,
like let's take a werewolf movie. You have the werewolf. He's probably in some way or fashion like hunting people down, eating
yeah,
people trying to hunt it down. That's terrifying. Don't get me wrong, but imagine it like again, their horror movies are about us.
yeah,
Werewolf living his everyday life, like the one in the movie. He's a freaking hairstylist.
yeah,
Humans, guns, like all like think about
Nuclear
literally
weapons, tanks.
literal weapons and like mass groups like armies going after like one thing basically like
Yeah,
that's it's more terrifying to me than our own horror movies like that image,
yeah.
which is just kind of freaky to me.
And I mean, then that kind of goes into like if we're going off of like horror movies, could you like for someone like Hannibal Lecter, you know?
I don't know who Hannibal Lecter is. I don't watch a lot of horror. I like Chucky.
Okay.
I like Chucky.
Oh, besides Chucky, basically like think of like Ted Bundy got put into a horror movie, which I personally don't like this, but you know how I don't like how the United States tends to fantasize about murderers and
Yep.
things like that, but
Yep.
we will move on past that point. Um, like if we're doing Battle of the Horrors, then it would be like human against human if we consider that to also be a horror.
hmm Maybe the real horror is humans, not the
Yeah,
supernatural.
I mean, like, if you've ever been to a gun class, they say, like, if you put the gun on the table, it's not and nothing's touching it, it's sitting there on the chair. It's not the gun that will kill you, it's the person holding the gun that kills you.
Humans, especially the United States, I think like in post conflict, we are very motivated by fear.
Yes.
Very, you know, why do people want to have guns on them? To protect themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are people wanting gun control laws? Because they're terrified of the one with the gun. Like we're a very fear driven country. It's always the worst case scenario, which I definitely believe in, like being cautious, healthy cautiousness and stuff. But it's sad to see how much we're fear based. Protect ourselves, protect ourselves, protect ourselves.
Yeah.
And there's different ways of going about it that we see publicized all the time. But like even like horror movies, it's trying to put focus onto something like in a roundabout way. It's more terrifying to see like not the thing that's making it a horror movie, like the werewolf or the possessed doll or whatever.
Mhm.
It's more terrifying the fact that we see these movies and typically, depending on the movie or whatever, we overcome that, and it's like a human just overcame a supernatural force. That's
Now,
more that's terrifying to think of.
hold up. I'm pretty sure this is a Disney movie. Um,
What movie?
I'm pulling up Disney Plus because I got to remember the name.
Is it
Um,
Under Wraps?
I think it's under. I think it's actually one of the Marvel ones.
Oh, Mobius.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a Marvel movie.
Yeah. So that one's kind of interesting because I did watch it. Um, he was a scientist who went out in search of these bats who could live forever essentially and drink blood. That's how he became a vampire. And like eventually, went to like he locked himself in a place so he could do testing on himself, and that way in case it went bad, it wouldn't go elsewhere. Of course, his friend had a disease and he was just like, well, I want to live forever too, type of thing. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how that became about. But um I thought the movie was subpar, but I thought like the context of like how he became a vampire was very interesting because like he sought out to become the monster for its benefits. And that's something realistic that humans do is we see the benefit in something, but we don't necessarily think about all the cons that come with it or the cons are unknown.
Yep. one of the things that we always do in the hospital whenever something new is trying to be established, implemented, created, whatever, is we're always like, who the hell does this affect? You know, like if we make a change in practice or whatever between the nurses or the nursing assistants, it's okay, besides the obvious, who does it affect? It's like one recent one was like we changed around who was doing vitals. Simple change. It only affected 2 floors, but we float people
Mm-hmm.
across floors. So all 4 of our inpatient, like the 4 main inpatient floors, need to be notified because if they get floated, they need to know the expectation,
Yeah.
um, and stuff like that. So it's like we you we should be doing a better job at trying to understand what's going to happen. Obviously, you can't catch everything, especially on a big spectrum, like say a government level.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be impossible to try and figure out who's all going to be affected.
Yeah.
But you really got to think of like, what is this impacting?
I'm sorry. Sorry to bring this up as the business person here. Okay. 2 weeks ago, my professor goes up to one of the guys in my class and he's like, how do you fix inflation? And we're both accounting people. So I was like, shit, he's going to either ask me this question or he's going to ask this other guy this question. He asked the other guy. And so he's just like, you increase interest rates? Eh, it's a really conflicting answer because it's one of those things where it's like on much larger like any decision there is pros and cons. Like yes, you can fix inflation by increasing interest rates because you're paying more money back into the system, and then once you've paid off some of that debt, then you have more money to play with, type of thing, as we all see that at least we see it with our debt. But um yeah, it's just that's just an immediate example that went to my head. Random
But
business nerd spoiler.
uh, back rounding it back to like Halloweentown a little bit. What's your favorite humanism in Halloweentown?
mm,
Like you said, like just like clarify, it's like it's like they basically created a world and was like, what's the Halloweentown equivalent
yeah,
and stuff. It's like, what's your favorite like
maybe the
equivalent?
bus transportation.
I love it's a school bus. For me, okay. I love the broom shop scene. Don't get me wrong. The shop, like the salesperson, is hilarious to me. But I think the funniest scene is the jazzercise scene
Oh,
at the gym with the dogs.
that's fair.
I just think that's like such a weird detail to like add, like, oh yeah, they're working out. And it was like this cringy 80s style jazz aerobics.
Oh, okay. You know how some companies have like a gym that's built in at work that you can use?
Yeah, my hospital has one.
Yeah, so does my job. It's in warehouse. But we have the VHS 80s workout tapes in there. And what's funny is like our company recently purchased new items for the gym, and I'm just like, are people actually going to use this? Because like I hate to it's in the middle of warehouse. Basically it's a very dusty place. And so I'm just like there's not like good airflow, like granted, like, gym membership prices are going up, so like if no one uses it, like that's a great opportunity, but at the same time I don't live like 5 minutes away from work, so I'm probably not going to use the gym at work.
Fair. No, no, I just think it was really funny and like, again, like showing how they switched, like, they had a vamp, like a werewolf as a hairdresser,
Yeah.
as this like very flamboyant, outgoing, like kind of guy. And then you had like the vampire at the dentist.
Oh my god. Okay, that actually, okay, maybe it's that one. I I honestly loved that part Though as soon as you mentioned that, I totally forgot about it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, that did happen." I did like that because didn't he have to like chip her fang?
No, he took out her
Yeah,
fang. He's
yeah,
like, that's a dead tooth.
yeah. And then she was just like, "Ah."
I don't do good with pain.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I think that might be it. That's a pretty good one.
Okay, but like on the werewolf barber shop, so they're trying to like get that like the hair of a werewolf or whatever.
Mhm.
And I love how Barney's distracting him by attempting to know stuff. And I want to know why there's that blow dryer that just spews flames. I want to know what that's used for. But I find it funny that Dylan goes and shaves the back of his head. He freaks out. They run away and he checks himself and he goes, "This could be a good look for me." And I'm like, "It's the back of your head that got affected, dude. It wasn't the front, like this, not your sides, not the top. It was the back of your head. You're not looking at the back of your freaking head. You're saying this is gonna be a good look for you. You dummy."
Oh.
Yeah, baby.
Uh,
Oh,
I also I will say like the most like when I watch this movie now, like I definitely just like pay attention more to like what the people behind the scenes are doing to make this movie come to life.
I
Like,
think that's my favorite part as well. Is just like the world itself. Like the story, it's all right. It's a cute story and stuff.
but the world is awesome.
The world was the best part.
Yeah, and this is why I kind of put it in relation to um oh my gosh, Sanderson sisters.
Hocus pocus.
Thank you. Because that world is cool too, even though it's on Earth, but you know,
Yeah.
the scenario of the town that they live in and then the history behind the Sanderson sisters,
Yeah.
like the world of that is pretty cool.
Yeah. I would agree with that. And it's like, I don't know, like, no offense to Christmas movies. Christmas movies are very easy to make, because you look at
It's Christmas time.
that's all you got to do is say it's Christmas time, and that is all you need.
Family, love, Christmas tree, a fallen snowflake.
Like that,
My dream has come true. Thank you, Santa.
and that's all you need for it to be a Christmas movie.
Guys, I
But like,
just
it's
made a
true.
Santa movie in like 1 minute.
But like, that's like look at the stereotypical look at the Hallmark movies, or a lot of
Let's not go on Hallmark
I know,
movies.
I know.
Have you been on a Hallmark movie marathon?
Yes.
Oh God, you understand my issue. This
Yes.
is why we're friends.
But it's but like Halloween movies, they're not hard to make, but they take more work because you have to bring in other elements for it to be a Halloween. Christmas is easy because it's a very simple holiday.
It's a generalized holiday. Like, granted, you know, Halloween is generalized as the orange and black and purple season of spooky, scary things, relatively.
Yeah.
But
Christmas is like it's winter, there's
there's
presents,
family, love.
a dog somewhere in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And then you have like the Christmas holiday, and sometimes it's a Santa movie, but it's the same thing.
Oh my God. Christmas that goes into New Year, man.
But then you have Halloween, where Halloween itself as a holiday, it's trick or treating and costumes.
Yeah.
But the stuff that surrounds Halloween, like werewolves, vampires, pumpkins, all of like the lore side of it, that's something you got to create. Like Halloweentown, they had to create a whole new world. Nightmare Before Christmas has their Halloweentown. Hocus Pocus has like the witches. Like you're having to build it.
Now, as we mentioned the horror movies in the past, I kind of think about that, like as you're mentioning lore and stuff like that, because anything that's spooky or anything that falls into an extraterrestrial, you know, non-human world starts to fall into this Halloween category.
Yes.
So even a movie could not be like a movie doesn't have to be a Halloween movie, but could still get put into the Halloween category because of what people idealize Halloween as. There we go. I said it spot on. Yeah. Ooh, that was a solid high five. Yes. Okay, a little too high.
But like it's true though. I mean, like you could have like I don't know if it's still happening, but I remember hearing rumor of a Grinch horror movie that would get put into Halloween
Yeah.
easily because it's not fit the happy-go-lucky Christmas scenario. Halloween is seen as spooky, scary, and supernatural. Any of those three, it's Halloween.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I'm a person who loves watching fantasy, but like, as soon as it's Halloween time, like, my fan. That's the other part. Like, I like watching fantasy, so I'm like, yay, more of the fantasy movies come out now because it's Halloween time. But like, it's annoying because like, they're not traditionally Halloween movies.
Well, and Disney's at fault for this in a backwards way because they try to make something Halloween movies that shouldn't be Halloween movies.
Mhm.
Like they're like if you look at the Halloween collection on Disney Plus, Descendants is on there.
Yeah,
That's not Halloween.
100%.
Zombies is on there, and that's not Halloween. I understand that zombies is literally has zombies and werewolves and aliens. It's not Halloween. Like that's like my biggest frustration. It's like these aren't Halloween movies.
Exactly. And that's what I was like basically saying was just
Yeah.
like
And Disney's at fault for it in the backwards way.
it's
Like it's not even horror, it's family friendly stuff that has Halloween elements. Like Descendants has magic.
but it's
Woo!
not traditionally Halloween.
Exactly. God, this is great. This is great.
We're in sync on something. Okay, here. I'm trying to find the all Halloween category
Here, let me see. I'm really good at finding these things.
because like I was on like the traditional search. We got Pride, we got X-Men, we got Winnie the Pooh.
All collections.
Oh, bro, I'm stupid.
And then Halloween.
Oh my god, I'm stupid. Well, and then of course they added
Because I believe Agatha all along can belong there.
yeah.
But like, yeah, Descendants Rise of Red is not Halloween.
No, it's not.
Is that Star Wars?
Werewolf by Night in Color, Evermore. Evermore's I don't know.
I've never seen Evermore.
Okay, I watched a little bit of it, but Evermore is not one. There's another Halloween one.
Haunted Mansion is.
Uh,
It definitely falls into the category.
I feel like it could be debatable.
I don't.
Goosebumps. No,
Yeah,
not really. It's
Uh,
Cruella. No.
no, Cruella's not. A,
Wizards of Waverly Place. No.
the old except they have a Halloween episode.
Yes, they have a Halloween episode, but the show as a whole
Is
is
not
not Halloween.
exactly.
Yes. The whole Descendants series, no.
No. Like, but like we're seeing it. Like Frank and Winnie, I would agree.
Yeah.
Frank Winnie, Girl versus Monster, hard yes.
Gravity Falls, no.
No, it's not. And again, it's not like we love supernatural stuff, but Halloween is a distinct category.
Into the Woods, definitely not.
Invisible Sister is a yes.
Maleficent.
James and the Giant Peach is not a Halloween movie.
So they just like anything could. Once Upon a Time
Is not.
No.
Not even close.
Oh my gosh, we could just go through this and get
We
pissed
literally
off.
could. Spooky Buddies, yes.
Uh,
Ichabod and Mr. Toad is a yes because of the Ichabod Crane story. Because that's Sleepy Hollow. Twitch is obviously a yes. But no, like you see what like I'm sure you guys get what we're saying. Like
there's the zombies.
Halloween is just as niche of a category as Christmas, but all because something is supernatural does not make it Halloween.
Yeah, because like, I mean, you wouldn't put Lord of the Rings in Halloween because
and so another example of how this gets attributed is Disney has their Disney Halloween playlist on like Apple Music, Spotify, whatever, and they update it yearly as new movies get released. It's a Halloween playlist, and they have Halloween songs. Like they have like Mickey and the Crew singing Monster Mash and stuff. And but they have like villain songs on there. Like Be Prepared is on there. That's not a Halloween song.
No.
They have the villain song from Wish. This is the Thanks I Get on there. And I'm like, this is far from a Halloween song.
Yeah.
We don't talk about Bruno is on there.
Like When you think of a Halloween song, you're thinking spooky,
You
scary
scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
Yeah.
Exactly. But like you're not, but like they're just putting
Or like the mashed potato. Let's do the mash. It's the monster mash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But they have these songs that aren't Halloween songs or they're not from Halloween movies.
Yeah. And it's just there's not an actual definition, of like Halloween. And the Halloween
The problem is no one attributes the same rules that Christmas has to Halloween.
yeah.
Christmas is centered on the Halloween. Christmas is centered on the Christmas holiday, typically.
Yeah.
You have the winter, snow falling, trees, Santa, whatever.
And the Halloween holiday is gosh, it is so different.
It's so different, but like let's take again Halloweentown. The premise of the movie: Grandma can only come from Halloweentown on Halloween. The day it's the movie itself takes place on Halloween. And it's the same thing of like there are other Halloween movies, don't get me wrong, but like they're centered on Halloween night.
Yeah.
Girl versus Monster takes place on Halloween. Invisible Sister is centered around Halloween. It's they actually attribute it to the holiday, not just the supernatural aspects.
Yeah, and like you look at Wizards of Waverly Place, not Halloween.
Except for the one episode that is centered on Halloween.
Yeah, but like the series as a whole, no.
But but for the differentiating though.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I like this talk. Like I like this discussion.
I know. And now I'm just like, I feel like we also finished the discussion.
I know it sucks.
And it's like we want to keep going, but there's really nothing more to say because like we have clearly made the point. But
yeah,
it's fun to just kind of keep
it
going.
is. But like, well, and like, okay, let's branch out of what we're talking about. Like we're talking about Disney like right now.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of, but this is a very general thing though. Like Disney has a horror section full of horror movies not licensed by like that are now
because they're partnering with Hulu.
Disney owning 99% of Hulu makes it really weird. But like
yeah,
but like it gets really frustrating seeing like that this is beyond a Disney problem and it's just a general thing that occurs where like I remember on Disney Channel they would show the Harry Potter movies as part of Halloween. And I'm
just because it took place in a magical realm where there is wizards and witches, and there happens to be a few creatures that are non-existing of the human world, and like you're flying on brooms occasionally, and you can use magic and
well, and like one of my favorite movies growing up was a movie called Scary Godmother. It was a niche movie. Aired on Cartoon Network for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But like it took place on Halloween, had all of the same elements.
Show on Cartoon Network. The one with the Grim Reaper.
Oh, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy?
Yeah.
I still don't qualify as it's not a Halloween show.
I know it's not, but I love that show.
I do too. I watch the Christmas movie every year for Christmas because it's a Christmas movie. But no, it's an interesting cultural phenomena to occur because Christmas is so protected with its own view that you're not gonna associate something that doesn't identify with Christmas as a Christmas movie.
And I mean,
but like even we're gonna say that's like okay, Christmas, let's try to apply the same rules that Halloween currently has. You wouldn't go around and say that every Christian movie is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, no.
All because it's about God in some way does not make it a Christmas movie.
Yeah. Typically, it's going to be family round the Christmas tree, or Christmas like snowflakes.
Santa.
Yeah.
But
ho ho ho.
The only time they would is if it was centered around Jesus' birth, which is Christmas.
Which that is also a part of Christmas,
Yes, it is.
They can,
and that's okay.
Which is fine. Yeah, like, and there's also the Hanukkah movies too.
Yeah. But you don't see Halloween getting the same kind of treatment.
Yeah.
they hear spooky season, some people do go to horror. Like there's a blood and gore side.
Chucky.
Well, it's like there is a blood and gore side to Halloween. Like
Yes.
people like those really scary costumes, really scary haunted houses.
But like the Saw movies, not every Saw movie, like literally none of the Saw movies are actually Halloween movies.
No,
It's just a sadistic series where a dude, I haven't seen the most recent Saw, but according to the trailers, he has cancer, you know, and he's just a sick person who wanted to watch people die.
that's a year-round movie.
Yeah. And he never did this on any particular day, like to related to Halloween. He was just like, "Want to play a game? Kill yourself." Okay.
But like, no, it's. I had a train of thought and I lost it.
That's okay.
No, it's frustrating and interesting to talk about. Like just thinking about it, like the more you think about it, the more it's like, oh yeah. And there's like this example and this example. You know, if you can watch it year round, it's not a Halloween movie. If you only watch it around Halloween time, it's a Halloween movie.
And what I hate though, like about that sometimes is because of how like marginalized, you know, the fantasy and the horror section gets on Halloween season. You sometimes can't watch those generalized fantasy movies until it's Halloween time.
Sometimes, yeah. And it's really difficult when Halloween is in some viewing aspects a demonized holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of um Christian denominations see Halloween as the devil's holiday.
Yeah.
Not always and not in every culture. Like a lot of Hispanic Latino culture, Dia de los Muertos, that's the thing. It's a lot of like remembering the dead, celebrating the dead. And in that instance, I'm okay with lumping like Coco in as a Halloween movie. It's like similar vibes, you know?
Yeah.
Very different vibes in a traditional Halloween movie that we're talking about, but it's the same premise around like that same time period, you know, Dia de los Muertos. But Halloween in general is a very demonized holiday for its supernaturalism.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I know a lot of Christians denounce Santa, but because a lot of Christmas movies have that like loving, heartfelt family aspect to them, they don't get demonized as much.
Yeah.
Whereas as soon as you see supernatural isms, it's a demonized holiday because there's a huge trying to figure out the right word, conflict between general Christian on a general wide view scope of Christian belief and
I just had a
supernatural
weird
magic and
thought.
stuff. Hmm.
Okay, Nightmare Before Christmas is a different setting.
It's a very it's a
It's
standalone.
yes, it's its own entity, but I'm just like, okay, you can have a horror Christmas movie, but you cannot have a Halloween Christmas movie except for Nightmare Before Christmas. That is its own entity.
Yep.
It's kind of like how a rectangle is or a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle cannot be a square.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, I'm enjoying this. Like, well, let me know. Like, let us know your guys' thoughts on this because
Also, don't forget to subscribe.
subscribe, check out Instagram, like
We'll do some
all
more
the things.
giveaways at some point.
Yeah.
We're
If you want giveaways, you gotta
give us
you gotta help us out getting giveaways.
Yeah.
Doing a giveaway. But anyways, no, it's I don't know. This has been a fun conversation to me. Like it's
I'm
very
really glad we also got somewhere in the conversation, if you know what I mean.
like it was hard to find something about this movie to really talk about, but this movie is like it almost defines Halloween movies.
Yeah.
You know? Like it's a but I can't think of any older Halloween movies that fit the niche that would make a true Halloween movie.
I was gonna say Dracula, but I don't think that fits.
Nope, that's a supernaturalism.
Yeah. I was like, because I'm like trying to, but also Dracula as a movie, there are so many movies named Dracula. It's crazy.
Yep.
Like Dracula is its own category.
Well, he's the classic monster. He's like part of the classic monsters.
I'm
Frank.
not gonna lie, I do love the vampire storyline because I'm just like I I like the oh my gosh, the seductive vampire. But like there's so many different lores behind a vampire between like it stemming from the bat, which is where the fangs come from. And there's some vampires who can fly, there are others who can't, you know. There's also the ones that like you actually can walk out during the daytime, but like, you know, you do better at night type of thing. Or like you go out in the sun and it's dead. You know, there's so much twist you can do with like the story of a vampire. I just get so intrigued by it, and I'm just like, I want to know every single lore someone tries to create for a vampire.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, it's a lot of fun using those supernaturalisms in very different ways. Like, as cringy and dumb as Twilight is, I appreciate that she tried to do something different with the vampire
So I like Breaking
identity.
Dawn Part 2 out of that whole series.
Nessie, you named my daughter after the Loch Ness monster.
And it's because Belle becomes a vampire. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she got pretty red eyes. Yes.
Breaking Dawn Part 2, besides the creepy daughter, the way they did her daughter is really creepy. But generally speaking, like I like that's probably the best movie out of all of them.
I know. Oh my gosh. Twilight in the first one. Edward and his weird.
And the second one.
I
And the second one.
I
Bella's screaming fits.
relate to Belle more in the second one though. I also read the books
And
though.
anyways, we're not talking about Twilight. I don't want to turn this into a Twilight conversation. That's gonna go way off the rails real fast.
Yeah, but I no,
But no,
I don't want to
like
get into.
the thing, it's fun to do stuff with supernaturalisms, but not again. It
I'm
doesn't make it Halloween.
Yeah. I was like, I've also been starting to get into the Fae realms. And Fae is so weird because like Fae is like not just fairy, it is fantasy entity of magic.
A niche of fantasy entity and magic.
Yeah.
A niche of it.
Yeah. But I've recently been getting into the Fae lore. Oh,
Oh,
it's so exciting.
one small thing about Halloweentown, real quick, that I just remembered about you talking about that
Yes.
is how they expanded male witches being called warlocks and stuff. But
Mhm.
you know, I like that it wasn't trying to be exclusive.
Yeah. That only the females.
Yeah. That was something I really liked, and I loved the teasing that Marnie did on Dylan of like, ooh, we got another witch. Or should I say warlock, but you know, same thing.
There is a Halloween movie I know you would actually love that we need to watch. And I am trying to think of the name. Oh my gosh. Um,
I'm gonna wrap this up and then tell me. Or you want to tell me now?
if I can remember, hold up.
Anyways, while she's looking this up, tell us your favorite Halloween movie. Like, what's your favorite thing to watch around spooky season?
I was
Or
like,
if you
it's on
don't,
Netflix.
or if you don't like spooky season, what do you like? Tell us your favorite movies and stuff. Like, it's always fun to talk about these holiday movies and like what's our favorite ones. And I know Halloweentown fits a lot of people's categories, but like, what's your go-to for like Halloween?
Sorry, I'm like really trying to like fast look this up and I'm trying to remember. Gosh, what? Like I am literally like watching the whole movie in my head type of
Describe
thing.
it.
Okay, so it's basically like an academic school where there's a whole bunch of girls, like it's a girls only school.
Upside down magic?
No, and they're training to become witches, even though there is witch and witches, you know, for male and female. But like it's coming up to like the Halloween celebration, and um, like one of the like main guys comes out, and like there's this one girl, she really sucks at all her she sucks at magic, she can't fly.
The worst witch?
No. Oh wait, that might be it. Hold up. Have we seen this together then? Yeah, it is The Worst Witch.
It pops up on my feed a lot.
It is such a
Is
cute.
it a Halloween movie?
Yes, I would say so because of the context that the girls are preparing for this special Halloween type event.
Okay, that works for me. See, true Halloween movie. It centers on Halloween being a crucial part of the story.
It's such a cute movie. Now I want to watch this movie. Okay, hold up.
Well,
Where do you
anyways,
stream?
anyways, for let you guys go while we go geek out over Halloween.
You can only watch it on Netflix. Guess who's renewing their Netflix
I have
subscription today?
Netflix. I'll give you my password.
Thank you.
Anyways,
Netflix, don't listen in on this.
no, we'll see you guys next week for Halloweentown 2, Calabar's Revenge. So, bye friends.
Bye.